immediately when I saw that Drawfee uploaded this video where a boisterous demon delusion woman was paired with a quiet deity hallucination darling. I just knew I had to make Dolly and Greg fan art. It was simply had to come into existence. Jumping straight into the speed draw, there was another motive. This video was voted on by the lovely members of my Patreon, and there are only 2 people in the $15 tier, and I'm very grateful that the last 3 polls, they all voted for the same topic, whereas the March poll that's up now is currently split. So either I'm gonna have to do a mashup or make both those videos, or you can join that tier and vote for one of those categories. Please don't vote for a third or fourth one, because then it'll just make my life harder. But yeah, or do it, because, I like money. But yeah, when drawing Greg in particular, Jacob did this thing where she just sort of had a dot for the nose, and so I sort of interpreted her as a goof, a la Max Goof and Goofy Goof from the Disney Channel. So yeah, that's why I gave her a goof nose. I don't know if that was the intention behind Jacob's choice. That's just what I went with. But I really loved her whole kind of, toxic hot mess vibe. It just gave me so much inspiration for drawing her in this really strappy, almost playful BDSM outfit. And yeah, I just wanted her to kind of be nudging Dolly's side, like, hey, we're here at the Louvre on a date looking at paintings. Isn't this fun? And then I wanted in the background, you can see those red little smudges I put. Yeah, there's going to be some dead men in the background because it's not an episode of Dolly and Greg if there aren't some dead, pathetic men. That's just how it works. And then Dolly, I wasn't really moved to design an outfit for her. So I just drew her in the same outfit Karina did, and I gave her a brochure or a map of the Louvre. And I say the Louvre because originally I was going to go for generic art museum, but yeah, I went with Louvre vibe. This might not actually be the Louvre, but it's the Louvre as depicted in the Looney Tunes Back in Action movie. If anyone has seen that, yeah, I sort of was picturing Elmer Fudd and Daffy and Bugs being chased around, and was oh, shenanigans at the Louvre, murder at the Louvre. That's what we're doing. Yeah. And here I second guessed the nose for a second, but I decided to keep her a goof because I don't know. I just thought even if she isn't really a goof, I also think it works if she's the kind of person that paints a little Cats, the musical nose over her real nose with eyeliner or something. I don't know. That's just the aesthetic that I'm getting. But here I'm just finishing the coloring and the texture, and we're jumping into the pathetic men. So Lucky Paradox commented that Sfeel should be one of the ones in the background, and, didn't know if Karina had any other good pathetic baby girls. And Mistake came in, longtime patron supporter as well, who said that it should definitely be the Ronald McDonald with ears, a la Karina drawing. So 2 blasts from the past. They're both dead. In this whatever universe the Dolly and Greg takes place in, it did not end well for them. So I just had this vision of somebody dying from a statue falling on them or a painting falling on them, because Greg doesn't really do the murders, even though there is a trail of blood leading from where they went to where they're going, and there might be a little bit of blood on the final design of Greg. Yeah. Oh, and so this painting that I have here is of an Amazonian woman. So instead of a statue falling on this guy, I imagine these stone or bronze arrows are falling out of her quiver. You can see how I just sort of looked at the image and changed the outfit a little bit because I wanted it to be, not a one-to-one. I wanted to sort of make it my own, but that did make it harder. I think it would have been completely fine if I would have just redlined the thing, especially because, I don't know. I thought it would be okay, but I wanted to make certain editorial changes. And yeah, now I'm just finishing up the museum for the background, and I already knew that I wasn't going to use actual, paintings that would be in museums. I wanted it to be Drawfee art because Drawfee deserves to be in a museum, but also it's funny, but also it's kitsch, but also it's iconic. So later on, I'm going to add all of those frames with, some of my favorite Drawfee paintings, which will be really fun. And most of them are far away and warped, so I really could have put anything there. And that's just what I decided to do. and I forgot to put a painting in the painting that killed Sviel, so I like to imagine that that's the back of the painting and it just landed on him. Here I'm doing the blood with, just some splatters and some red. And oh, yeah, I just found some wood floors on what's it called, Google, and I sort of warped them and decided to redline this because I did want to make my life easier and just get this sort of like intricate patterning down because I thought that just straight lines as if it was a traditional wood floor would look a little too not heightened, like it wouldn't feel like an art space almost. And yeah, I also do this thing with the line width where the lines closer to us are thicker and they get thinner as it goes farther back because I'm an artist and I'm just very creative like that. So yeah, I was just very excited to do this piece in general because I love an odd couple. I love that they have height difference. I don't have a ton of headcanons for Dolly and Greg, particularly because I don't know anything about the show it's based on, which was really funny. I enjoyed listening to, 2/3, 2/4 of Drawfee talking about this show that, like, Karina had no idea. She was like, what is Dharma and Greg? I don't understand this. Yeah. Oh, flash warning, definitely up the wazoo. I'd play a lot with like textures for wanting to have some separation with the background and the foreground, and then I play with lighting a lot. Yeah, I just wanted it to feel very much like almost ethereal and blurry, just so it has this kind of otherworldly quality to it, whereas the characters I wanted to be very cel shaded, very flat, almost like stickers. And then eventually, when I was figuring out the lighting, I wanted there to be some reflective lighting, so I added a secondary light source over off on the side, and I just love how that sort of looked. Oh, and here I'm adding some more trails of blood. But yeah, if you have headcanons, oh, here we go. You can just pause the video to see which Drawfee art I put in. But yeah, if you have headcanons for these two, I'd love to read them down below. Like, what kind of mischief do they get up to? What's going on? This is the finished illustration. It was a delight to work on. Thank you for my Patreon members who voted for this. Happy to deliver a little late, but better late than never. I'm good at my job sometimes. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, the link to both the Drawfee episode where these two are from and my Patreon are down below, where for just like $3 a month, you can get your name in the end credits. And speaking of end credits, here they are now. Special thanks to Anna Sophia Boyd, Axelius the Great, Bodhi, Blue Uwu, Bobby, Beck, Cake Daniel, K Clark, Christopher, Dabdudu, Aaron Martin, Dax Quinn, Emma Wee, Gay Jarris, J Johar, JD Boy 2000, Johan, Kitsune Chibiko, Lucky Paradox, Melon, Mild Mothman, Mistake, Native Runner, Orion Almastacia, Pinecone, Potion, Cellar Door, Rin, Scorching Ray, Sir Camelot, Small Sax Jammer, Shenanigans, Tad the Turtle, Tarthliner, The Real Michael, Thumper Daytime, Tony, Tortilla Chips Tuesdays Anyways, Tuncher Katie Bean, and Tuppence Pies. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nathan, and I'll upload a new video real soon. Bye!